Welcome to the Don't Get Fooled Show with Big Red Ice NFL. We over-unders. Let's go, Ice.
All right, boys and girls, NFL is back. Cannot wait, Big Ree. The season is here. Cannot wait, Big Ree. Coming off Super Bowl 59, Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22 in honestly a stinker of a Super Bowl. The Chiefs just got spanked, but it's all good. The season is back. Cannot wait. We are how many days away, Big Ree? We're about 9 days away.
9 days.
9 days away from kickoff on Thursday night football. Cowboys and Eagles. Cannot wait. We're going to get into over and under prop bets for every single team. We're going to get you guys some future bets and some player props and some, and player award bets. And so it's going to be a really juicy episode, easy cash. So let's get right into it. So NFL 2025 season preview. Let's start off with the over and unders, Big Ree. We're starting off with the Cardinals. Over under 8.5, Big Ree.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Last season they had the Cardinals last season at 8 wins. They're set at 8.5.
I'm gonna go under. It's just tough. I mean, this division, anyone can legitimately win every year, and I don't know. I just don't. They have a good offense, but I just don't like their defense. So I'm gonna go under.
You're gonna go under. I think I really like them to go over. I think they're a playoff team here. I think they get 10 wins easy. They improved their defense. I think they drafted 6 or 7 of their picks are on the defensive end. I think they got Harrison Jr., McBride. I think Kyler Murray has a huge year, huge year, and so I think this is one of the easiest ones. I'm taking Cardinals over 8.5. All right. We got the Atlanta Falcons, 8 wins last year, Big Ree. They are set at 7.5.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a tough one. Obviously Penix's taking the starting job now, so that's a big deal. You have a good offense, but you don't have a good defense, so that's a key thing. And I think it goes exactly over, and they repeat with 8 wins.
8 wins, huh? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, I think it all depends on how Penix, performs in a full season as a starter. And I don't know. I mean, he looked okay in his first couple starts, but I'm not buying this. They are in a weak division, but I'm gonna go the under here, Big Ree.
Okay.
I'm taking the under. All right, we got Baltimore Ravens. Last year, they had 12 wins, and the over set at 11.5, Big Ree.
Yeah, I think this goes definitely under. I think the Ravens are going to have a big fall off this year. And I think 10 wins. I think Derrick Henry finally regresses. Somewhat, not fully, but and I think everyone's already expecting it from Mark Andrews. Everyone's saying it.
Okay.
And then I think their defense will always be good. It's always there. Lamar will always lead them to wins, of course. I think they get 10 wins, 10-7.
So you're taking them to go under 11.5. Yeah, I mean, I think they're on a revenge tour. I think they have a big season this year. I think they get 13 or 14 wins there. I think they play really well. I think Lamar is going to be the MVP. And I think they're going to be the favorite coming out of the conference. And I think this is another easy one. I think easy, at least 12 wins. So I'm going over 11.5. All right, we got the Buffalo Bills at 13 wins last year. They're set at 12.5, Big Ree.
Damn, why is it so high again? Another high one.
12.5 for the Bills. And that's minus 150.
Wow, that's saying something right there.
No, excuse me. Under is minus 150.
Okay, yeah, that's more like it.
So, yeah, 12.5, over 12.5 for the Bills.
Yeah, I think 11 or 12 wins, so definitely under.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Big Ree. I think they go under. They had a really good year last year. Obviously, MVP performance by Josh Allen. Ended up getting paid $330 million contract, $250 guaranteed. I don't see them repeating that. I think they're still going to be a good team. I think they can get 10 wins, but I don't see them repeating what he did last year. I personally think it was not a fluke season, but it was, an MVP year, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to repeat that. And for that, just don't see it happening. I'm going to take the under on the Bills. Then we got the Carolina Panthers. Their over and under is set at 6.5. Last year, they had 5 wins, Big Ree. What do you think here?
Yeah, I love the over here. Bryce Young going to have a bounce back season.
Woo-hoo.
I forgot. I can't pronounce the new wide receiver's name.
Titerio?
Tick Millen or something.
Yeah, Titeri.
He's going to have a big
Millen.
season. And you have Xavier Legette and Chuba Hubbard's going to have a big year. Yeah, definitely a lock over.
Okay.
Easy.
I'm going to agree with you, Big Ree. I think the Panthers, they played well to end the season. I think Bryce Young finally has his best career year. And I think, his season got messed up from the beginning last year. The whole team got messed up. And but I think he has a good year. I think obviously adding McMillan as a receiver is going to be big for them. And I like the over. I mean, maybe barely over, but I think I like the over, so I'm taking over 6.5. Then we have the Chicago Bears. They're set at 8.5, and they had 5 wins last year, Big Ree.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting one. A lot of new stuff going on here. Obviously, the biggest thing is the coaching hire with Ben Johnson. Maybe Caleb didn't get along with his coach or something, and then new coaching. And I'm going to go, even though I don't like the Bears, I'm going to go over. I think Caleb has a good year, and I think Romeo Odunze has a breakout year as well.
Odunze. Yeah, I mean, I think the Bears were trending last year, and then when they had that Hail Mary, they got caught by Washington, just completely messed up their whole season.
Yeah, for sure.
And their coach stinks anyways. And so everything was messed up, but I think Caleb, he's getting too much hate right now from the media about is he going to perform? Is he a bust? All this. I think it's all complete nonsense. All nonsense, and I'll get into that later. But yeah, I mean, 8.5, I think they go over here. I think they were trending to go over last year, and I think they're better this year. And so they drafted the tight end out of Michigan, Loveland.
Holston Loveland, yeah.
Yeah, and the top 15 pick. I think they're trending. I like the Bears. I'm taking the Bears over 8.5. All right, then we got the Bengals. The over is set at 9.5, Big Ree. Last year they had 9 wins.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one. Obviously, they just paid Trey Hendrickson 1-year extension.
Oh, it's just a 1 year?
Yeah, only 1 year for $30 million. So obviously T. Higgins got paid. They have, I think, those Trey Hendrickson, Joe Burrow, Jamar, and T. Higgins equal 75% of their cap.
Wow.
So I mean, that explains a lot. Their defense is not that good besides Trey Hendrickson. So I'm gonna go under here. I'm gonna go 9 wins.
Wow. I mean, I think Joe Burrow is going to play well. He played really good last year, but their defense stinked, as you said. But I'm predicting a huge year by Jamar Chase, huge. Close to 2,000 receiving yards, if not breaks 2,000 receiving yards. I think it's a huge year, and I think that their offense stays on fire. Their defense might be vulnerable, but I like them to go over here. And I'm taking the Bengals over 9.5 for next season. All right, then we got the Cleveland Browns. They're over and under set at 5.5, Big Ree. Last year they had 3 wins. What do you think, Harry, Big Ree?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting team. They just waived Deontay Johnson today. I didn't like that move. I mean, I don't know what's going on with this guy. Is there a locker room issue or something?
He's got, 4 teams in the last year and a half?
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with him because he was playing great with Carolina.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before they traded him. And then, but Cleveland has a really good defense, so I'm definitely going over here. I think they just got to get their QB situation figured out, and they'll be fine.
So you're going to go over 5.5.
Yeah, definitely over. This is a very good bet.
I mean, I like the Browns. Everybody knows that. That's one of my teams. But you got Joe Flacco as your starting QB. I mean, I like Gabriel, and I like Shedeur Sanders also. But, I mean, the Browns are the Browns, Big Ree, unfortunately. And I just don't trust the offense here with Joe Flacco. I mean, I'm going to be rooting for them, but I gotta roll with the under. I'm taking the under 5.5. All right, we got the Dallas Cowboys over and under here is at 8.5, Big Reed. They had 7 wins last year. They got Dak back. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be, I think this is it. I mean, obviously the biggest news right now is Parsons. Is he going to hold out? Is he going to play? The guy's going to play. I'll make that loud and clear.
Week 1.
Yes, week 1 he will be in a Cowboys uniform. It's just for the game of chicken. He's taking down all his Cowboys stuff from his social media platforms, his agent, and then Jerry going on a show and saying they had a verbal agreement. Just going back and forth nonsense. And regardless whether he plays week 1 or not, they're going to lose to the Eagles week 1. I'll make that clear. Not sure who's going to cover. But 8.5 is just about right. But I don't know. I think adding George Pickens was a huge deal. I think that's a solid number 2, along with CeeDee Lamb at 1. They don't have their running back situation figured out. I mean,
they got like 2 rookies.
2 rookies, yeah. But I think I'm going to go slightly over, exactly over 9 wins.
Okay. I mean, I think the Cowboys, and everybody knows how I feel about the Cowboys. Everybody knows how I feel about the Cowboys. I think obviously last year Dak got hurt, and they were playing, Cooper Rush? Now Dak is healthy, and I've always said that. Dak's not a great QB, but he's a good QB. He's like a solid QB. I think Pickens was huge. That was a big addition to go with CeeDee Lamb. They drafted 2 running backs, and I think they signed Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. And so I think they cleaned up that running back room that was just horrible last year. Zeke was your, number 2 running back? I mean, come on, stop it. And I think finally, out of all the hype train, usually they're all hype. There's no hype on the Cowboys this year.
There's not, yeah.
And I think that's going to benefit them. I think they play well. I think they underestimate people. I think they make the playoffs as well. And so I think they get 10 or 11 wins. I think this is an easy one. I'm taking the boys over 8.5. All right. Denver Broncos over and under 9.5. Last year they had 10 wins, Big Ree. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I'm really high on the Broncos this year. I think Bo Nix has a breakout year again. And I think Cortland Sutton steps up. This team is really good, but the Broncos are known for their defense, and that's where it's going to come into play. I love the over here. I know you're probably going to go the opposite.
So you're taking the over 9.5.
Over 9.5. They'll have 10 wins.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had 10 wins last year. I think Bo Nix played really well, and I thought this guy was going to be a complete bust, and he, proved me wrong. I think they're kind of one of those teams like the Bills. They kind of won a lot of those close games. They won a lot of games, and I don't know if they're going to get as lucky. And I don't think Bo Nix is going to be playing as well as he did last year. And so I'm not buying them here. I'm not buying them 10 wins. I mean, I just don't see them getting 10 wins again. I just don't. And so I'm going with the under. I'm taking the under 9.5, Big Ree. All right, we got the Detroit Lions over and under 10.5, Big Ree. They had 15 wins last year. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they had an amazing season. We'll give it to them. I mean, regular season. And I don't know. I mean, I got to go over here. I mean, I think 11 wins. I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, this line doesn't make any sense, Big Ree. How are they and they're over 10.5 is plus 110.
They're the most bet team to miss the playoffs. How do you feel about this?
Really?
Yeah. We'll talk more about that in the video.
I mean, I think their offense is still going to be really good. And, obviously their defense was horrible in the playoffs. I mean, horrible. They couldn't they couldn't stop us if we were on the other side, Big Ree. But defense is horrible. I think they will be improved, but they're still not going to be that well. Obviously, Hutchinson should return. But I mean, that's just such a big drop-off. I think they can easily get 10, 11 wins. And if I'm going to gamble on a coin flip over 11, I think this is good value there. I'm taking the Lions over 10.5. All right, we got your Green Bay Packers, Big Ree, set at over and under, set at 9.5. They had 11 wins last year, and they're set at 9.5. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's just about right. I mean, major addition was drafting a wide receiver in the first round for the first time in, I think, since like 04, 05. Matthew Golden out of Texas, and then they did beef up the O-line, and they're really bad on defense and cornerbacks. I don't know. This is a coin flip. I mean, just flip a coin literally, and then it's a biased pick, but I'm gonna go over 10 wins exactly.
10 wins. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously getting a number one receiver in the first round is huge if he delivers. You know, obviously you never know with these rookies, but you know, if he can perform, and that's just another added weapon. I've said this for the last probably year and a half. You give Jordan Love a legit number one, the Packers are a scary team. And if this guy's a legit even 1A, I think they could be a really good team here. I think they're a dark horse team, you know, for the Packers. And I like the over here. I like the over. I think it's a big year for Jordan Love, and I like the over. So I'm taking the over 9.5, Big Ree. All right, we got the Texans. Over and under set at 9.5. They had 10 wins last year, Big Ree, and they're set at 9.5. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's just about right. I mean, this team is just, I don't know. Their defense is okay. And then it's C.J. Stroud, where he's going to go, how he's going to perform. And then Nico Collins is back, so that's a huge thing. Joe Mixon is out. They obviously signed Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much of a replacement that is. So I'm going to go under. I'm going to go 9 wins.
I'm going to go 9 wins. Yeah, I mean, I think C.J. Stroud started off hot year one, okay year two. I think he's going to have a bounce back year. I think, you know, they lost Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, but they kind of they had some additions. But the big thing for me is this conference is horrible. Colts stink. Daniel Jones is your QB. The Colts.
What about
Daniel
Jags?
Jones, the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is a bust. As much as I like the Jags, Trevor Lawrence is a bust. I'm going to make that clear. This guy, no, everyone wants to talk trash about Caleb Williams. Trevor Lawrence is a bust. You want to talk trash about Bryce Young? Why isn't anybody saying anything about Trevor Lawrence? That guy stinks and can't stay on the field. And everybody want to blame the hit from El Sayed Shire or something last year that knocked him out. Get out of here. Trevor Lawrence is a bust, and everybody's going to see it this year. This conference stinks, and so I think it's an easy over.
You forgot about the Titans, bro.
The Titans are going to be worse.
Okay.
Cam Ward.
On first take today, Michael Tannenbaum, I forgot, he said this, and you can not exactly quote, the Titans are going to win the division. And Stephen A. just interrupted him right on the spot and said, you are out of your mind.
For probably one of the first times I have to agree with Stephen A., and that's absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, I'm not really hyped on Cam Ward, to be honest. I'm not buying into him, first of all. And if I'm not buying into him, there's no way they're winning the division at all.
Okay.
They got no running back. Tajay Spears is hurt.
Tony Pollard.
Come on, stop it. Who's their number one receiver?
Calvin Ridley.
I mean, that says a lot right there. He's a solid number 3. And so these guys, there's no chance they're winning the division. Let me make that loud and clear. No chance at all. And Cam Ward, if you ask me, I would have drafted Shador over Cam Ward.
Well, they had many opportunities to do that.
But they weren't going to draft him after they took Cam Ward number 1. But I'm not buying that. There's no way they're winning the division. That's a clickbait kind of statement, and I'm not buying it. I like the Texans to go over because of the crappy division. I'm taking the over on the Texans. Let's get to the Colts. They're set at 7.5. They had 8 wins last year, Big Ree.
Yeah, this is just right. They can change the QB at some point. So I don't know, but I'm gonna go slightly under 7 wins.
You know, I think Daniel Jones stinks. I don't even know how maybe as a backup for a team, but how this guy earned the starting QB, this is the only team that he can earn that position on and I think it's the right decision to have Anthony Richardson develop. I think this guy has potential, but he has to develop, and you just let him sit. And who cares? It's a lost year. You guys stink anyways. So they're going under for sure. This is probably one of the easiest ones, one of the easiest over-unders. This is easy money. I'm taking the under 7.5 for the Colts. We got the Jags Over and under 7.5, Big Reed. They had 4 wins last year. 4.
Oh, that says a lot. I mean, obviously, drafting Travis Hunter is the biggest deal. So, I mean, and the biggest question is he going to play both safety and wide receiver, which I'm going to say no. He's probably just going to play wide receiver. And then the question is, how is he going to pan out as a wide receiver with this team? And their running back situation isn't that great either. So I'm going to go under here.
As much as I'm a Jaguars fan, I'm just not buying Trevor Lawrence. I'm just not. I think this guy got too hyped. He had one decent season. He hasn't performed, and everybody wants to. Then they got a big contract, but nobody's talking about how much this guy stinks. And but they do have talent. They got
Brian Thomas Jr.
Brian Thomas, and they drafted Travis Hunter, so that guy's got to be top 5 pick. They do got some running backs there. They got Etienne, but who's the other guy they have? They added somebody.
Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, so they got some running backs. They got some talent, and they're in a weak division, man. They're in a weak division, and I think they go over exactly. I think they get 8 wins.
Yeah, it's doable.
And I'm taking the over on the Jags, as much as I don't like Trevor Lawrence. So we're going over there. The Kansas City Chiefs are set at over 11.5, Big Reed. They had 15 wins last year. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I don't know here. This one's crazy. But the biggest news for the Chiefs offseason just broke today.
Ooh.
Travis Kelce got engaged to Taylor Swift. That's the biggest news of the Chiefs offseason. In all serious talks, Rashee Rice is going to play at least.
Is he suspended for the first couple games? Not yet? Okay.
The suspension has to be decided. It's going to be decided. So, and I don't know. I mean, it's very hard to go against the Chiefs. So, I'll go over.
Go. Okay. I mean, my thoughts, they had 15 wins last year. They sneaked out a lot of wins, but they had 15 wins with Mahomes having probably one of the worst years of his career. Statistically, one of the worst years. Obviously, Hollywood Brown is going to be healthy, start the year off. They got Xavier Worthy. Rashee Rice should be back. Kelce maybe is a little bit extra motivated now and playing in a better mood. And I just, there's too much of a drop-off. I think they go over here. I just don't see them not winning at least 12 games here. I think this is another easy one. Taking the Chiefs over 11.5. All right, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. Over and under set at 6.5. They had 4 wins last year, Big Ree.
Yeah, this is probably the most interesting team because they finally had a good offseason where they did the right things. I mean, I'm going to say the biggest thing was hiring Pete Carroll. It's because Tom Brady is in charge now. He's finally putting them in the right direction. And then obviously the biggest splash was drafting running back Ashton Genty out of Boise State. So that's a huge deal. Obviously, they traded for Geno Smith. And, I mean, now Jacoby Myers has demanded out. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with that situation, but I'm going to go slightly under still. I'm going to take 6 wins.
6 wins.
It can go. It's a coin flip. But I just think it's going to take time to develop, and their defense is pretty bad still, so it's going to take time, but Pete will get this back in form.
Yeah, you're going to have to give Pete a few years to get this thing back together. But, I mean, I think what they did this year was, hey, they got Pete Carroll, they got Geno Smith, and they said, hey, they drafted Ashton Genty. They drafted some receivers. They recently just added Amari Cooper.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I think, what's the receiver, Myers?
Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, I think he just wants to get paid like everybody else.
Yeah, he does, and the Raiders don't want to pay him. Probably.
And I think they will pay him. He's not going to get $30 million a year.
Yeah, he'll get 20.
He'll get something. And I think their offense they're going to put up some points.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm going to call it right now. Ashton Genty is going to have the best rookie season for a running back in the last 20 years.
Oh, damn. Whoa.
Okay, this guy is the real deal. This guy, 100%. So I really like him. And I think their defense will be questionable, but I think they'll score enough points. And I think they go over 6.5. And so I'm taking the over 6.5 on the Raiders. We got The Los Angeles Chargers set over and under at 9.5. They had 11 wins last year, Big Ree. What are your thoughts? I know you're very into the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest splash was drafting Omarion Hampton, but the biggest loss was losing O-line Rashawn Slater, which is bigger than adding Omarion Hampton.
Yep.
So that's going to be they also added Najee Harris.
Yep.
So, but they added Mike Williams. The guy got injured and retired.
I saw that, yeah.
Then they brought back Keenan Allen. So,
Yep.
I mean, Ladd McConkey's supposed to have a breakout year this year. I don't know. I'm going to go under. I got to go 9 wins.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had a really good year last year. Obviously, they and I said that last year. I said they were going to be good. They had Jim Harbaugh, and I think they had a good year. And I think they're going to continue the trend. I think Hampton should be serviceable with Najee Harris. Their receiving crop is questionable, but they should have a solid D. But I think Rashawn Slater is a big deal that they lost him. But I think they play well, and I think they can get 10 wins here. I think they can get right around 10. And so I'm going to take the Chargers over 9.5. All right, we got the Los Angeles Rams here. Over and under set at 9.5 wins. They had 10 wins last year. Big Ree, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I love this team, but the biggest question to me right now is Matthew Stafford's health. So, because with all due respect to Jimmy Garoppolo, that's a big downgrade when you go from Matthew Stafford to Jimmy Garoppolo. So adding Devontae Adams was huge. You still have Kyron Williams. You have Puka Nacua. So, and the defense is pretty good. So I'm definitely going over here, the real LA team.
Yeah, I mean, they did add Devontae Adams. Like you said, they still have Puka Nacua. But yeah, Matthew Stafford. And the fact that they are being really secretive about this and not giving correct information is very concerning. Very concerning. It's almost like a Kawhi Leonard situation here, that they don't really want to say what the deal is. But I'm not buying it. I think this guy looked like complete crap last year at the beginning of the season, then played good to end the season. I think he has some serious health issues right now, and I think they get right around 9 wins. I think they're going to lose some games there. I mean, I'm going to root for them. They're in LA for sure. I want them to play well, but I'm not buying it. I'm taking the under 9.5. All right. The Miami Dolphins, they are set at 7.5 wins, Big Ree. They had 8 wins last year. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is one of the teams I have falling off completely. This is definitely going under. I think Tyreek doesn't want to be there, and Tua is just not. He's just not it. I just don't see it. He's had his chances, and he's not it. And I'm definitely going under here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think they're going to take a step back. They traded away some players: Jonnu Smith, Jalen Ramsey. Obviously, Tyreek is back. Tua, he's got to stay healthy. Interesting note on this one. The odds for the first coach to be fired this season with the best odds.
Yeah, he is.
Mike McDaniel plus 200.
I was just gonna say that he's gonna get the boot.
And
he's definitely getting.
Everybody knows how I feel about Mike McDaniel. Everybody knows how I feel about Mike McDaniel. That's a whole. I could do a whole video on Mike McDaniel.
We'll do it right after.
But yeah, I mean, I think 7.5 is a little bit low. I think they'll win some games. I think they're going to get right at 8 wins. I feel like they get 8 wins. I think they go over, and so I'm taking the over 7.5 for the Dolphins. Big Ree. Okay, we got the Vikings. They're set at 9.5 wins, Big Ree, and they had 14 last year. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this all matters on J.J. McCarthy. I know how you feel on him. But they just have a great receiving core, which you put like almost any quarterback there that can fill it up and do it. And I don't know, but the division's tough, so they're in a tough division. So I'm going to go under, and I think they have 9 wins.
I'm going to have to agree with you, Big Ree. I think J.J. McCarthy is going to drop off huge compared to how Sam Darnold played last year. And I don't care who you have at receiver. I'm not buying J.J. McCarthy. Everybody wants to hype up J.J. McCarthy like this guy is going to be the next great QB, and he hasn't even damn played a snap. We're going to trade Sam Darnold away, let him go, when this guy had a freaking almost MVP type season, and you're going to try to bet on J.J. McCarthy? I think this is horrible. They're going to look back and say, everyone's going to look back and say, how the hell did you let Sam Darnold leave for this guy? That's how they're going to look.
I mean, they should have kept Sam Darnold like on a 2-year deal.
I agree.
2 years,
he
60,
played great. You guys won 14 games. I get that he looked really bad in those last 2 games, but still, you guys had a great year, and then you're going and you're gonna like put it on J.J. McCarthy. Stop it. I'm taking the under 9.5 here. I'm not buying them. All right, the Patriots, Big Ree, are set at 8.5. They had 4 wins last year, and it's set at 8.5. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, this is going over. It's my lock of the year. This is Drake May's going to have a breakout year. You got Stephon Diggs, rookie running back Trayvon Henderson out of Ohio State's going to have a big year. Their defense is great. They're going to have 10 wins easy.
Wow. The only thing that I really like about the Patriots is their new head coach, Mike Vrabel. I'm a big Vrabel fan. I think Drake May, he looked pretty solid last year. I think he's going to do well. I don't know how much Stephon Diggs has left. That guy, I'm not buying him. But I just don't see them jumping this much. I'm just not buying it. I'm seeing maybe a 7 or an 8 win team here. I got to take the under, Big Ree. I got to disagree. I'm taking the under. Then we got the Saints, who are set over and under at 4.5. They had 5 wins last year. They're set at 4.5. Big Ree, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's pretty damn low. I don't know where to go with this. They just announced today that Spencer Rattler is going to be the starter officially.
Yep.
They still have Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara. Their defense is complete badly, and this is just I don't know at this point. I'd go 5 wins over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not buying the Saints. I think they're going to be horrible this year. And Rattler's the QB. There's not much else to say. I think eventually he gets benched, and the rookie out of Tyler Show, second-round pick, gets the nod. I think he's going to actually be pretty decent. But there's no way they're going over 4.5 wins. One of the easier ones. I'm taking the under 4.5 on the Saints. We got the Giants over and under 5.5. Big Reed. They had 3 wins last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because the whole quarterback situation is just like a yo-yo here. You can possibly have 3 quarterbacks starting this year.
That's true.
And I don't know. I think Russell Wilson's going to have a good year. I think with Malik Neighbors. So I'm going to go 6 wins exactly over.
Okay. I mean, I think Russell Wilson's obviously a huge upgrade. All 3 of these guys are a huge upgrade to what they had last year.
Over Danny Dimes?
Yeah. And Malik Neighbors is a legit wide receiver. They added the D-end out of Penn State, Abdul Carter. I think they go over. I like them to go over here. I'm taking the over 5.5. All right, we got the Jets over and under 6.5 wins. They had 5 wins last year, Big Ree.
Yeah, that's pretty low for the Jets because I like the moves they made. I like the addition of Justin Fields. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is gone. Right move. Hey, maybe some people didn't like it, but it's the right move. Devontae Adams is gone. They just got rid of the whole Aaron Rodgers show, which is the drama. And I think this team does solid, but yeah, I'm going to go slightly under. I think 6 wins.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was a big deal. They got rid of Adams and Rodgers and got rid of that whole circus. They added Justin Fields, who I still like, but they didn't really add too much more talent around him. They added the new coach, Aaron Glenn. I think they're going to squeak out some wins because Justin Fields is some games going to look really good with Garrett Wilson. I think they barely hit 7, so I'm going to go with the over. I'm taking 7 wins for the Jets. Taking the over 6.5. All right, the Eagles are set at 11.5, Big Ree, and they had 14 wins last year.
Yeah, I'm definitely going under here. With all due respect to the Super Bowl champions, I think this definitely goes under. I think this team they made some upgrades, but I still think they'll have 11 wins.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to agree with you, Big Reed. They are the Super Bowl champs. They had 14 wins, but I think they are not going to be able to have another year like last year. They can still make a run to the Super Bowl, but I just don't see them winning 14 games. I think they hit exactly 11 as well, and so I'm taking the Eagles to go under 11.5. All right, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers over and under is set at 8.5, and they had 10 wins last year, Big Ree.
Yeah, I mean, a lot going on here. Obviously, new quarterback Aaron Rodgers, George Pickens gone, DK Metcalf in, Najee Harris is gone. Now they drafted Caleb Johnson. So a lot of movement here, and I just think it's finally going to happen, and Mike Tomlin's going to have his first losing season, and it's all downhill from Aaron Rodgers from here. This guy doesn't really care about football, and I'm going to go under.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of changes with Rodgers, Metcalf, Caleb Johnson. They drafted in the second round of Iowa. Tomlin's there. I think their defense improved from last year. They always go hard in the draft on the defense. And I think Aaron Rodgers kind of knows that they legitimately he's coming from a 10-win team, right? Like they had 10 wins last year.
Yeah.
And they improved. I think Caleb Johnson is better than Najee Harris. I think Metcalf is an improvement over Pickens, and I think Rodgers is an improvement over Wilson. I think Rodgers is going to be motivated. I think they play really well. This is my lock of the thing. They easily go over here. I really like this. I'm taking the over 8.5 for the Steelers lock of the season here. All right, we got the Niners, the 49ers, over and under set at 10.5. Big Reed, they had 6 wins last year.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of injuries, and obviously that's part of it. And we're already starting the season with injuries. Obviously, Ayuk is out. They traded Debo. McCaffrey is back. A lot of people are expecting Ricky Pearsall to break out, which I am too. They made some moves on defense, but yeah, I'm going to go under on this one.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Everybody knows how I feel about the Niners, and we're not going to get into that. Brock Purdy got paid, so he's should be feeling pretty good and should perform now for $50 million QB. Obviously, Ayuk is back. Is he starting week 1?
No, he's going to be out like 6 weeks.
Okay, so he's not starting. Obviously, McCaffrey's back, so that's a big deal, and hopefully he looks healthy. I think they're going to squeak out some wins here. As much as I don't like the Niners, I think they go over 10.5. I think they get exactly 11 wins. So I got to go over on the Niners. Then we got the Seahawks are set at 8.5, Big Ree, and they had 10 wins last year. What are your thoughts? They added Sam Darnold.
Yeah, so obviously Sam Darnold was a big addition, but they traded Metcalf, let go of released Tyler Lockett. So that now everyone's expecting Jackson Smith and Jigba to have a breakout year. They added Cooper Kupp. So you got Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet in the backfield. So I think slightly over, but 9 wins.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tricky one. I think I like Darnold as an upgrade over Geno Smith. But yeah, I mean, you lost your top 2 receivers, and Jigba, yeah, I think he's going to be well, but I don't know. I think they go right under. I think they get 8 wins exactly. And I think, I just think that's just a tricky conference, Just like you said this earlier, anybody can win that conference.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think there's going to be a lot of close games that they'll lose here and there. And I'm taking 8 wins for Seattle. All right, we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers over and under set at 9.5. They had 10 wins last year, Big Ree.
Yeah, this is definitely going under. I mean, they obviously drafted the wide receiver out of Ohio State. I can't even pronounce his name.
Mbuke.
Mbuke, yeah. And obviously Chris Godwin is hurt, so he's going to miss. He did pass his physical today, but he's going to miss some time. And I think it's going to be a fall-off year for them. Definitely under here. Easy one.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say I like the receiver out of Ohio State. I think that guy's going to be really good. But I'm going to agree with you, Big Ree. I don't see them. I think they get maybe 9 wins, 8 wins. I just don't see them getting 10 wins again. I'm just not seeing it. Baker played really well. Everybody knows I'm a Baker fan, and I hope he can duplicate what he did. But I'm going to have to go under here for the Buccaneers, under 9.5. All right, we got the Tennessee Titans set at 6.5 wins. They had 3 wins last year and secured the #1 pick with Cam Ward.
Yeah, like you said earlier, they just don't have much, and they're not expecting much this year. Definitely under. You have a rookie QB. Tajay Spears is hurt, so it's definitely all downhill.
I agree. I'm not buying Ridley as a number one. I'm not buying the running back situation. I'm not buying Cam Ward. I'm not buying a lot of things here, and so I just don't see them getting 7. They have to get 7 wins to go over 6.5. I'm gonna agree. I'm taking the under 6.5 for the Titans. And the last team, we got the Washington Commanders. Big Ree. Their over and under is set at 9.5. They had 12 wins last year. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, obviously, Jaden Daniels had the breakout year, which no one, I mean, I wouldn't say no one expected, but I don't think anyone expected to go to the NFC Championship. But 9.5 sounds just about right because I think the Cowboys have a better year than people expect. So, yeah, right over 10 wins.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are gonna play better than people expect. I think the Eagles are gonna digress a little bit. I think the Giants are gonna steal some wins there as well in that conference. But I mean, yeah, I think they had a really, really, really good year last year. Obviously, they went to the conference championship game, and they added Debo Samuel. They made some other additions. Who else did they add? They had Samuel. They
added that running back, the rookie running back, because they traded Brian Robinson.
That's right. So I think they added some people on the defensive end. I think they get 10 wins. I agree with you. They get 10 wins. So I'm going to take their over 9.5, but I don't see them getting 12 wins again. So that's going to wrap up the over and unders. We're going to give you guys some juicy prop bets that we like, futures, to get you guys some action. To win the AFC South, the Houston Texans are plus 100, even money. I like that bet. I said that conference, Tennessee stinks. The Colts stink. The Jags stink. I think this is just a walk for the Texans, guys. Unfortunately, you're going to have to wait, 5 months to get your money here?
Yeah.
4.5 months? But I think this is easy money, boys. Texans plus 100. Just an easy double up. Then we got the AFC West. I think this is another easy one. I'm not buying the Broncos or the Chargers here. And the Chiefs are minus 115.
Can you rank the teams in this conference?
Chiefs are number one for sure, obviously.
Okay. Who would you put 2?
Probably the Chargers, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably the Chargers, and I think, probably the Broncos and then the Raiders.
Okay, fair enough.
But, I think this is an easy walk for the Chiefs. Minus 115. Another easy one, boys. You're going to look back on this video. Today is, August 26th. We're recording 2025. You're going to be, damn, Ace just gave us free double ups. Free double ups. So, Chiefs, just put it in there. Don't even think about it. You got some money in an account. Just go put it on the Chiefs to win the division and, cash it in January 10th. Double up your money. Then we got to make the playoffs, and I know you were talking about this, that the Detroit Lions are the most bet team to miss the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I'm going the other way, minus 205 to make the playoffs. I really like them. I think they're easily going to make the playoffs.
Okay.
Easy. So I'm taking the Lions minus 205 to make the playoffs. Same with the Steelers. I think the Steelers make the playoffs. I'm really high on the Steelers, plus 140 here. I think these are all just easy money bets, boys and girls. So don't sleep on that. Taking the Steelers plus 140. Offensive player of the year. I said it earlier, I think Jamar Chase has a huge year. Huge, close to 2,000 yards. I think he's going to secure the offensive player of the year. That usually goes to a receiver or running back.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking Jamar Chase, offensive player of the year, plus 600, boys and girls. 6-1 on your cash. So Jamar Chase there. Futures to win the Super Bowl. This is to win the Super Bowl 60. Baltimore 7-1. I like the value there. I think they're going to have a good season. I think your Green Bay Packers at 22-1. I think there's value there at the Packers. I think they're good. If Golden is solid, like if this guy's going to get close to 1,000 yards, I think this Green Bay at 22-1. I like them. And then I think a long shot here that I think I like as an interesting team that I'm personally going to take a flyer, and I think you should too. The Arizona Cardinals, 60-1 here, boys and girls. Some books maybe up to 70-1. I think there's value at the Cardinals because I think they could win that division. I know Big Reed probably is not going to agree, but I think you guys want some flyers, right? Like, you don't expect a team that's 60-1 to win, but you guys want some value. I think 60-1 there. MVP odds, Joe Burrow plus 550. There's not a lot of value there, but I think he's going to have a huge year.
Okay.
But they're going to have to win. They have to win as well for him to get the MVP. And I know you might laugh here, but I like Caleb Williams to have a big year. And you're getting 33-1 odds. I think they get 10, maybe I think they can get 12 wins. And I think Caleb can have a big year. I mean, at some point, some young guy is going to play really well, and this could be the year. But 33-1 for Caleb Williams. Going to be tough. Don't expect a 33-1 odds to win, but I think there's value there. So I think that's going to wrap it up, Big Ree. Any other thoughts you want to throw in on our NFL preview?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, well, I just want to say good luck this season, boys and girls, for NFL. It's going to be a great season, and, cash in on these bets. There's a lot of juicy bets here, boys and girls. Don't look back in early January and be like, damn, Big Ree and Ace just gave us free money.
Yeah.
Free money, boys and girls. So, all right, good luck.
Peace.